All right, so ready to dive deep into this world of enterprise AI. We're going to crack open this MIT Technology Review Insights report, sponsored by Boomi, to really try to guide anyone listening along on that journey from those tentative AI pilot projects to, full-blown company-wide integration.
Yeah, it's like your AI strategy playbook.
Exactly. We've got insights from a global survey of C-suite execs and data leaders across a bunch of industries, plus interviews with some serious AI thought leaders. And I think one of the things that jumped out at me right away from this report is just how many companies are already on this AI train.
Right.
Like 95% are using it in some way, and 99% plan to in the future.
It's not even a question of if anymore, it's when.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it's all smooth sailing.
Right. There's this huge gap between ambition and reality.
Yeah.
The report calls it out. The majority of companies are stuck in pilot mode. Only a tiny fraction, like 5.4% of U.S. businesses, are actually using AI to create products or services. So what's holding everyone back?
Well, the report points the finger squarely at data.
Okay.
Specifically, the lack of reliable, high-quality data.
Okay.
Almost half the companies surveyed said data quality is their biggest AI roadblock.
It makes sense, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can have the most sophisticated AI system in the world, but if you feed it garbage data...
Garbage in, garbage out.
Right.
Yeah, you're not going to get the results that you need.
And it sounds like this data problem is even more pronounced for larger companies.
Absolutely.
Really?
Those with over $10 billion in revenue are really wrestling with this.
Interesting.
We've got these massive legacy systems and data silos.
Data silos.
Yeah.
I've heard that term thrown around. But can you break it down for me? What does that actually mean?
Yeah, so think of it this way. Your company's data is scattered across different departments and systems.
Okay.
It's like having vital information locked away in separate vaults, none of them connected. To get a complete picture, you'd have to go on a treasure hunt, gathering bits and pieces from all these different places.
So how do you even begin to tackle a problem like that?
Well,
you can't just magically make those silos disappear.
That's where this concept of data liquidity comes into play.
Okay, data liquidity.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting, but I need more than just a buzzword.
Yeah, so it's about being able to access, combine, and analyze data from all your different sources seamlessly.
Okay.
Imagine a company that sells products both online and in physical stores. With data liquidity, they can easily analyze customer purchase history across both channels to personalize marketing campaigns and optimize inventory.
So instead of the data being trapped in those silos,
Exactly.
it's flowing freely throughout the organization, ready to be used.
Exactly. It's about making your data work for you, not against you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, data liquidity.
Uh-huh.
I'm starting to get it.
Yeah.
But all this AI stuff doesn't come cheap, right?
It does not.
We're talking GPUs, software, specialized talent.
You're absolutely right.
This is a substantial investment.
Yeah, AI requires substantial investment.
And while most companies haven't dramatically increased their AI spending just yet, the report suggests that's about to change.
Right.
A whopping 90% are planning significant spending increases in the near future.
Wow.
So it's like everyone's holding their breath,
Yeah.
knowing the wave is about to crash. But if companies are hesitant to spend big on AI now, what's going to change their minds? Is it just about cutting costs?
It's bigger than that.
Okay.
AI isn't simply about slashing expenses. It's about unlocking entirely new value and opportunities.
Okay.
Think about boosting employee productivity, creating better customer experiences, and even attracting top-tier AI talent. It's about gaining a competitive edge in a rapidly evolving landscape.
It's like shifting from a mindset of how can we save money
Right.
to how can we use AI to do things we couldn't do before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's where the real return on investment comes in.
Right.
It's about the long-term strategic advantages AI can bring to the table. But of course, we can't just blindly chase the shiny new AI toy.
Right. There's got to be a responsible way to manage this whole thing.
Absolutely.
Especially with all this talk about AI potentially replacing jobs.
Right. And the report makes it clear. Governance, security, and privacy are absolutely crucial when it comes to deploying AI. Think of it like building a high-performance race car.
Okay.
You need a skilled driver and a whole lot of safety precautions before you hit the gas.
Right. You don't just want to send it off the cliff.
Exactly.
Especially if you're in the driver's seat.
You've got to be aware of the risks.
Yeah.
For example, have you heard of AI hallucinations?
Wait, AI can hallucinate?
Not in the literal sense, of course.
Okay.
But AI systems can generate incorrect or misleading information.
Huh.
It's like when your phone's autocorrect changes a word to something completely different sometimes with hilarious results.
Right.
But in a business context, those hallucinations can have serious consequences.
Yeah, especially if you're relying on AI to make critical decisions.
Exactly. And then there's the issue of bias in algorithms. If an AI is trained on biased data, it can perpetuate and even amplify those biases in its decisions.
So if the data itself is skewed,
Yeah.
the AI is just going to reflect those same biases.
Precisely.
Right.
That's why it's crucial to ensure the data used to train AI is diverse and representative to avoid perpetuating harmful stereotypes or making unfair decisions.
Okay.
It's not just about the tech, it's about using it ethically and responsibly.
So we've got hallucinations and bias.
Uh-huh.
Anything else companies should be watching out for?
Cybersecurity is a rapidly growing concern.
Okay.
Hackers are becoming more sophisticated, and they're increasingly targeting AI systems.
So it's not just about protecting your data anymore.
Yeah.
It's about protecting the AI itself.
Exactly. It's a whole new level of security.
Wow.
Companies need to be proactive in safeguarding their AI systems from attacks.
All right, so it sounds like navigating the world of AI requires a lot of careful consideration.
It does.
But what about regulations? Are there any rules in place to guide how companies should be using AI?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it's an area that's evolving quickly.
Okay.
The EU is leading the charge with its AI Act, which categorizes AI systems by risk
Okay.
and sets strict rules for those considered high risk,
Like what?
like systems used in critical infrastructure or law enforcement.
So it's like a safety rating system for AI, ensuring it's being used responsibly.
The U.S. is also stepping up its efforts with an executive order that sets new standards for AI safety and security.
Oh, wow.
So it's clear that governments worldwide are recognizing the need for effective AI governance.
And for companies, that means staying ahead of the curve on these regulations is going to be crucial.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ignoring these regulations could lead to significant fines and reputational damage. But it's not all doom and gloom.
Okay.
The report also highlights that the vast majority of companies, 98%, are willing to prioritize safety and security, even if it means being slower to market with their AI solutions.
Wow. So it's not just a race to AI dominance.
Right.
It sounds like there's a growing recognition of the need to do this, right?
Precisely.
Yeah.
Companies are realizing that responsible AI development isn't just a nice to have, it's a necessity.
This is all incredibly fascinating, but it feels like we've only scratched the surface.
Yeah.
Where do we go from here?
Well, let's delve into some specific examples of how companies are actually using AI right now and explore the real-world implications of these technologies.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
All right.
All right, so we've laid the groundwork, but let's get down to brass tacks.
Okay.
How are companies actually using AI right now?
Right.
Where are we seeing some tangible results?
Well, let's look at financial services,
Okay.
a sector where AI can make a huge impact. It's also a heavily regulated industry, so responsible use is paramount.
Right, and as we were talking about earlier, financial firms are often drowning in unstructured data.
Exactly. Think about all those contracts, legal documents, spreadsheets, presentations.
Oh, yeah.
So much potentially valuable information locked away in those files.
Like trying to find a needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
Except the haystack is made of digital paper.
That's where AI comes in.
Okay.
Companies like Charlie AI are using AI to mine and curate this data, pulling out the key insights.
So it's like having a digital assistant who can sift through mountains of paperwork and highlight what's truly important.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And this frees up financial analysts to focus on higher value tasks,
Okay.
the kind that require human judgment and expertise.
Instead of spending countless hours poring over documents,
Yeah.
they can use AI to do the heavy lifting and then focus on strategy and analysis.
Exactly.
But doesn't this raise concerns about AI replacing human jobs?
It's a valid concern.
Yeah.
But the key here is that AI is augmenting human capabilities,
Okay.
not replacing them entirely.
Gotcha.
It's about collaboration.
So rather than fearing AI as a job killer, it's more about adapting and learning new skills to work alongside these AI tools.
Exactly. It's about embracing the opportunities that AI presents. And those opportunities extend far beyond finance.
What other industries are seeing a significant impact?
Healthcare is another great example, particularly in the area of drug discovery.
Okay.
AI is being used to analyze massive amounts of medical data which can significantly speed up the process of identifying potential drug candidates.
I can see how that would be a game changer.
Yeah.
Traditionally, scientists had to manually comb through mountains of research papers and clinical trial data.
It was incredibly time-consuming.
Yeah.
But now AI can do that work, sifting through the data and identifying patterns that humans might miss.
It's like having a tireless research assistant.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And this is leading to faster drug discovery and development, which ultimately benefits patients.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It sounds like AI has the potential to really revolutionize the way we approach medical research. But we have to talk about the ethical considerations, right?
Absolutely.
Like, all this talk about AI's potential can make it easy to forget about the risks.
As we discussed earlier, governance, security, and privacy are paramount.
Right.
The report stresses the importance of having clear guidelines and frameworks in place for ethical AI development.
So it's not just about having a policy document sitting on a shelf somewhere.
Right.
It's about making sure those principles are integrated into every stage of the AI lifecycle.
Exactly. And that requires training, oversight, and accountability. Everyone involved in AI development and deployment needs to understand the ethical implications and their responsibilities.
It's like any powerful technology, you need to have safeguards in place to prevent misuse.
Right. And because AI can be so powerful and pervasive, we need to be extra vigilant.
But can we build AI systems that are inherently more ethical from the ground up?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
That's a question at the forefront of AI research right now.
Oh.
There's a growing focus on creating AI systems that are transparent, explainable, and fair.
So it's not just about what the AI does,
Right,
but how it arrives at its decisions.
precisely. And that's where the concept of explainable AI comes in.
Okay.
It means being able to understand why an AI system made a particular decision, not just seeing the end result.
Like having a trail of breadcrumbs.
Yeah,
That shows the AI's thought process.
exactly.
So we can ensure it's making decisions in a way that aligns with our ethical principles.
This transparency is crucial for building trust and accountability, especially in areas like healthcare or finance, where AI-driven decisions can have a significant impact on people's lives.
Makes sense. If we can't understand the AI's reasoning, it's hard to trust its judgment.
Right.
But transparency is only part of the equation, right?
Right.
We also need to address the issue of bias.
Absolutely. As we discussed earlier, if the data used to train the AI is biased,
Right.
the AI will likely be biased too.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Exactly.
We need to ensure that AI systems are trained on data that is diverse and representative of the real world.
Precisely. And there are techniques being developed to mitigate bias,
Oh, okay.
such as adversarial training, where you essentially challenge the AI to reveal its biases.
So you're testing the AI to see if it treats different groups fairly.
Exactly. By identifying those biases, you can then work to correct them.
Okay.
It's an ongoing process.
It sounds like a lot of work goes into ensuring AI is used ethically and responsibly.
It does, but it's absolutely essential.
Yeah.
The potential benefits of AI are enormous, but we have a responsibility to ensure we're not creating unintended consequences.
Okay, let's shift gears one last time and talk about the future of AI.
Okay.
What trends should companies be watching out for as they navigate this rapidly evolving landscape?
Well, the report highlights the growing importance of data liquidity, which we discussed earlier.
Right, the ability to access and use data from all your different sources seamlessly. It sounds like that's going to be even more critical as AI becomes more sophisticated and data hungry.
Absolutely. Companies that invest in data infrastructure and governance will be well positioned for the AI-powered future. They'll have a competitive advantage.
What else is on the horizon? What should companies be preparing for?
We're seeing incredible innovation in AI hardware, particularly in the development of more powerful and energy-efficient GPUs,
Okay.
the chips that power AI.
So the future of AI is tied to advances in hardware.
To a large extent, yes.
Okay.
But it's also about the algorithms and the data. It's a combination of factors that will drive AI progress.
It's an exciting time to be following this field.
It is.
The possibilities seem truly endless.
They are. AI has the potential to transform every aspect of our lives, from the way we work to the way we interact with the world around us.
It's inspiring, but I also have to admit it's a little bit intimidating.
That's understandable. AI is a powerful tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for less desirable purposes.
So it's up to us to guide its development and ensure it's used responsibly and ethically.
Precisely. We have a responsibility to shape the future of AI in a way that benefits humanity.
Well said. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive.
Okay.
And offer our listeners some final thoughts.
Let's do it. Let's leave them with some key takeaways and things to ponder.
Okay, so we covered a lot of ground here, from those data challenges all the way to those ethical considerations and the future trends. And, if you're listening to this, you're clearly interested in AI and how it can be used in a business context.
Mm-hmm.
What are some key takeaways that you should be thinking about as you're listening?
If there's one overarching message, it's that 2024 is the year to lay those solid AI foundations.
Yeah, get your data house in order. Find those right partners who understand your needs and keep a close eye on those evolving regulations.
But don't feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
You don't have to become an AI expert overnight to benefit from what it offers.
You don't have to know everything. Start by identifying those specific business problems that you want to solve.
Uh-huh.
What are those pain points, those inefficiencies that are keeping you up at night?
Yeah.
Then find the AI tools and the expertise that align with those goals.
It's about being strategic.
Yeah.
And focusing on the areas where AI can truly make a difference for your business.
And remember, it's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about using it thoughtfully and responsibly.
That's right. As we've discussed, AI is a powerful tool.
Yeah.
And with that power comes a responsibility to consider the potential impact on your employees, your customers, and society as a whole.
It's about striking that balance.
Yeah.
Between innovation and those ethical considerations.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to ask those tough questions. What are the potential biases?
Mm-hmm.
How will this impact your workforce? These aren't just abstract philosophical questions. They have real-world consequences.
They do, and they're questions that every business leader should be grappling with. As we enter this new era of AI, well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the AI strategy playbook. Hopefully you're feeling informed, energized, and maybe even a little bit challenged.
A little bit of both.
AI is a complex and rapidly evolving field, but by understanding those key trends, the challenges and the opportunities, you can really position yourself to navigate this new landscape successfully and responsibly.
Absolutely.
So keep learning, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep asking those critical questions. The future of AI is being written right now, and we all have a role to play in shaping it.
Couldn't have said it better myself.